What's good, guys? Today I'm going to show you how to scout for a one-star program. My online dynasty is starting soon, so I want to just show all the members the easiest and quickest way to scout and just recruit as many decent prospects as you can as a one-star program. So let's just get straight into it. So I'm going to just pick the team that I have in dynasty. It's right here, the Texas State Bobcats. Me personally, I'm gonna pick recruiter because I'm in an online dynasty trying to compete with everybody. But I mean, you can select any backstory. This method will work with all of them. So yeah, me personally, I'm always gonna make my alma mater the school that I'm gonna coach. So for me, it's Texas State, and then the pipeline is the area closest to the school. So I believe that's Southwest Texas. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not from there. But yeah, so that's it. We're gonna get straight into it. So now that we're in, we go to set up recruiting board and scout prospects. And personally, I just like to try to target as many 4-star prospects as possible. First thing you want to check is if anybody's interested in you. And unfortunately, no one is because we're a 1-star school. But the next thing I would say is sort by your pipeline. And anybody that's available, like these guys, and on your pipeline, I would say add them to your list. I'm gonna speed up the video, so I'm gonna cut to when I'm done, but just click A on them or X on them if you're on PlayStation, just add them to your list. So as you can see, we ran out of pipeline players, but you still just want to go down this list, and anybody who's open to going to you, meaning they're not grayed out, just add them to your list until you get 35 4-star prospects. And once you do that, you're just going to want to just offer them a scholarship. So I'm going to just go down this list and offer all 35 of them a scholarship, then I'll cut back to the video. So now that we offered everyone, as you can see, a scholarship, I'm a recruiter, and it's only going to apply to recruiters. But now what you want to do as a recruiter is go by position group, and whichever position you have scouted the most, like I have a lot of receivers, I would say O linemen, I have a decent amount, and I have a decent amount of D linemen. So O linemen, D linemen, and receivers. You're going to go over to upgrade your coach skills. So for the sake of the video, I upgraded receivers. And as you can see, it says wide receivers and tight ends take less time to fully scout. What that is going to allow you to do is just scout more receivers overall with the hours you have at the top right. So as you can see, it'll take about 3 clicks. Well, that was 2 clicks overall just to see. So you save hours this way and you'll just be able to scout more people overall. So I'm going to just spend this time just scouting a whole bunch of different positions. What you want to do is just make sure you waste all your hours weekly. There's no point in saving them. So if possible, just waste them all. Now that I've scouted all the players, I'm going to talk about busts really quick. Listen, you're a 1-star program, so I believe you should still have interest in like 4-star busts because all it does is drop them to like a 3-star. What you always want to make sure you do is just come look at scouting. This guy has 87 speed, so I would be kind of iffy on him, but like I said, you should always have interest in guys, even if they're a 4-star bust, because you are a 1-star program. So he probably can still get playing time. Another thing, you might be worried about the scholarships at the top right, but there's no need to worry. They're only taken permanently if a guy commits. So instead of looking at it as 35 scholarships, you probably want to view it as 35 commits. So now that we're done with everything, we're just going to advance the week. Okay, now that we advance, we're going to check the board out. As you can see, certain people have a bunch of scholarships. At this point, you just want to remove the people who are obviously going to be sought after. So I would say like 3 or more. If they locked you out, remove them off their board. And if they have, I would say like 3 offers, remove them off the board because you're just not going to be able to compete with these other programs. So at this point, you just want to go look and see if anybody who has low offers, and I would say go after them. So like 1, 0, things like that. But like I said, 3 or more, I'll just drop out of the race. I feel like it's not worth it. But as you can see, this guy has no offer, so you offer him a scholarship. It's in the house. And what you're going to do is you're going to send the house with everyone you think you have a chance with. So that guy's super close to his top 8. You're probably not going to crack it. I'll just remove him. But someone like this D tackle who they're only halfway there, I would send the house. Same with someone like that. I would send the house. Seems like a lot of D tackles are only like halfway there, so maybe we can snipe some of them. As for 3 stars, I would just leave them alone. I'm only going at the 4 stars at the moment. No disrespect to 3 stars, but I feel like what your goal should be is to try to land as many 4 stars as possible. So we wasted all our hours. At this point, we're just going to sim the week again. And we're not going to be playing any games. This is strictly a recruiting video. As you can see, I've been locked out, so you can just remove them off your list. And like I said, I'm just looking for people who are close to halfway, because if they're only like halfway, you still have a chance. And I'm going to try to get in this guy's top 8 before he closes it off, but we're just going to sim again. At this point, we have all our hours locked up. We're simming. So like I said, we're not playing, but we are going to make sure we use our little coach points at the top right over there. I would say just max out like the current group you're in or whatever, you know. So here's a little tip if you're a recruiter. Make sure that you max out the groups that have more than one position tied to their tree. So as you can see, you have wide receiver, tight end, O-line, that's guard, tackle, center. You have secondary, which is all your DBs, linebackers, which is inside and outside, and you have D-line, which is ends and tackles. Those are the ones that I would level up first over like quarterback, because if you're scouting a quarterback, that's just one position group. Or if you're scouting a halfback, that's just one position group, basically, unless you like love fullbacks or something. But the rest of these are a lot more important in my personal opinion. So yeah, make sure you guys do that. So we put our points in. Let's see what it's looking like. We're gonna always just go ahead and sort by interest. As you can see for this guy Lopez, we're taking over pretty much. We're first in pretty much all of these right now. So basically the next thing you want to monitor is once they get to their top 5. Until then, just leave your hours on the players and just keep simming or playing your games, obviously. But for me, we're just going to sim. So as you can see, we're leading for all our 4 stars. And no one is in their top 5 just yet. So like I said, until you can't do anything else until you get to top 5. So just leave Sitting the House on and we're just going to sim again. We've now made it to week 4, which is a bye week for us. Let's see what it's looking like. Sort by interest. You press X or square on PlayStation to do that. And we're still first at all our 4 stars. So we're looking good. So now that you can see like this guy, he's hit his top 5, take off Send the House and schedule a visit for him as soon as possible. Since I'm not playing these games and just simming, I'm probably going to schedule him for week 9, but you always want to schedule him for the soonest game. But as you can see, since I'm simming, if I lose, it's -3 as opposed to a +1. So to avoid that, I'm probably just going to schedule him for his bye. But once people get the top 5, make sure you get those visits scheduled because that's super important, and make sure as soon as possible. When you're scheduling a visit, make sure you pick the category that's most important to the guy. So as you can see, he wants academic prestige, coach prestige, and proximity to home. Well, I have a D for the first 2, so I'm going to choose proximity to home because I have an A. Make sure you always pick the category that's most liked by that player. And now we're just going to give him the 10 hours we have left over. See if anybody else. This guy's also top 5. So we're going to schedule his visit. And like I said, whichever interest is your highest graded, always go for that one. Same thing with this guy, proximity to home. And that looks about it. Nope, we got one more in our top 5. Same thing with this guy, proximity to home. So yeah, make sure you always pick the interest that's the highest grade for your school. Oh, we got another top 5. And see, for this guy, it's a little different. It's playing time. So we're going to schedule his for playing time. As you can see, for this guy, he has 2 complimentary visits because I have a tight end and a center. And I believe he might be like a running back or something. So, oh no, he's a quarterback, I believe. It says tendency scrambler. So he's a quarterback. You got a tight end and a center. Because like I said, you always make sure... Always make sure that your hours are 0 weekly if possible. So we're just going to go ahead and sim to the next week. So we are now in week 5 and let's see how it's looking. This guy has a deal breaker, which is his playing style. Personally, I'll just leave him there. But yes, this will happen from time to time, and people just will like flip flop. So I guess however my team is playing in simulation doesn't like it. So at this point, I would just leave him there though, because I already committed like points to him and everything. But at this point, he's basically out of the race for us. So we're gonna focus on another 4-star if possible. Let's see. All right, so what we want to do is everybody who's scheduled a visit for, make sure you go back to sending the house. So take off the 10 hour, put back on the 50 for every guy that has a plane next to him, essentially. And that's what we're going to do this week, and then we'll see what our hours are at. So at this point, you can see everybody who has a plane next to him. We've already done sent the house again for our recruiting pitch. These guys are just going to do the same thing. Once a person reaches top 5, you want to make sure that you schedule a visit. Now that I can see all of these guys' interests, what you want to do is take Send the House off actually, and we're going to hard sell on their 3 things that they want. So for him, he wants student of the game. That's his hard sell. So once you figure out a guy's 3 interests, hard sell them, and then give them 10 hours back. And that's their 50 instead of sending the house. And we're going to do that with everyone right now. And his is Hometown Hero. We're going to go Hometown Hero, DM the player. Not him yet. For him, we're going to want to schedule a visit. He just hit top 5. Same for him, I believe. But for these guys, we're going to go. All right, so we don't know his interests. Sometimes you can guess it, but we only have 1 check mark. So for him, we're just going to leave Send the House on. And for this guy, we know his interests. So we're going to take Send the House off. We're going to hard sell him. For him, it's starter. Give him his 10 hours back. And we're out of hours. So we're just going to go ahead and sim and see what happens. So we're now in week 6. We go back to recruiting and make sure we see, okay, we can hard sell this guy. Hometown Hero. I don't know why it's not popping up. There it goes. We're going to also hard sell this guy and whatever fits. Also Hometown Hero. So I see I have 10 hours left after giving everyone their max 50 hours. We went to go check the 4 stars. Sorted by offers. We seen this guy. He had no offers. So we're just going to go offer him a scholarship and just put the last 5 hours on him. Listen, you want to just try to scout the most you can scout at all times of 4 stars. And we're just trying to land as many as possible. So at this point, we're out of hours. We're just going to sim to the next week. So as you can see, we're in week 5 versus Arkansas State. These guys are getting close to the top 3. And we're still leading for all of them. As you can see, they're catching up and their visit is before us. So this guy actually might get sniped, unfortunately. But I mean, that just sometimes happens because we're a small program. But for this guy, we got the hours. We're going to put 50 on him. And I don't think we're going to do anything else. I think we're just going to sim the week, see what happens. My team is going crazy in simulation. We just lost them, but whatever. They've been going crazy at least. Okay, as you can see, Auburn decided they wanted that D tackle. Listen, at this point, I say just cut your losses, right? Like, we can't compete with Auburn. All right, so as you can see, like this guy, USC and I can't compete with those schools, right? He's close to committing. We're just going to drop out. Same thing with that. I can't compete with Auburn. We're just going to drop out. But everyone else, we're pretty good right now. All right, so he still has no offers. We're going to go 50 for him. Like I said, we're just going to try to make sure we waste all our hours. We still have 50. So we're going to see if there's any more 4 stars with no offers that we can go after. And there's one right here, free safety. There's 2 actually, so we're gonna add them both. We're gonna add the center. Anybody who's a 4-star, no offers, we're gonna just add. Go over the offers and press X to sort by offers. What we're gonna do, sorry I backed out, but once we get back in, what we're gonna do is look at the influence status for all of these. So as you can see, this guy, he's like in the middle. We're probably going to go after him. or the tight end. I don't know. For the video, I'm just saying let's just go after the tight end. So we're gonna put the rest of 45 on him, or as much as we can rather. So we have 5 left, and I'll just give it to the other guy who was in the middle, and then we'll just send the week. All right, it's our bye week. We're back to recruiting week 8. As you can see, they sniped this guy away from us, so we're just gonna press Y, get him off the list. We'll keep everybody else here. As you can see, we're getting interest for that guy. We're gonna put 50 hours, send the house for this guy. We're gonna change his 40 to 50, and then we'll send. So we landed our first 4-star, Austin Vigil, and our second 4-star, George Lopez. So we've landed our first 2 4-stars. Let's go ahead and look. We've opened up 100 hours. As you can see, our 2 4-stars. Let's see the interest status of these guys still. He has a week 11 with SMU, so he might get sniped. We don't know, but we're just going to leave him here. As for the rest of these guys, we're looking pretty good, not going to lie. We have 100 hours left, though, so we're going to go after more 4-stars. And preferably ones who have lower influence, so like this guy. And obviously, I'm not paying attention to positions right now, but you want to make sure that you do. And all these guys have championship contender deal breakers, so if we start losing, they won't want to come to our school. So that's something to think about. Let's see if we can find any 4-stars who don't have that, because deal breakers are kind of important. Like, guys with deal breakers could just close you off. Well, we don't, and like I said, I care more about getting 4-stars than anything else. So hopefully our team just keeps doing really good in simulation. If not, we'll just lose out on these guys. Make sure, because I'm rushing this, but make sure weekly you check where these guys are. And once they get the top 5, you're going to want to hard sell them if possible. But I can't hard sell him yet because he's not top 5. But once that little bar reaches top 5, make sure you switch to hard sell and give him 10 hours. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and advance. As you can see, we got another 4-star, so that's 3 on the year. We're really close to landing this commit, so I think we might be good. Unless it's week 11, then they might be able to snipe. It is week 11, so they might be able to snipe this guy from us. We'll see. Right now, we're just going to give him, leave everything alone. We'll see. He might get sniped. He might not. We got 60 hours, so we're going to want to see. I'm locked out from this guy, so that is what it is. Just give this guy an offer in the house. We still have 5 hours left over. Doesn't really look like we can do anything else with the 5 hours. But like I said, you're not going to waste the hours. So we're going to go back and look at 4-stars. See maybe if we can offer someone a scholarship who doesn't have one. Doesn't look like it. All right, so at this point, we've seen we can't really get any more 4-stars. Let's go 3-stars. You can sort by people who don't have offers. And I would always say sort by pipeline. So this guy's pipeline and he doesn't have an offer. That's what you want. Just go down, throw him an offer, and we'll send him the week. Yeah, like I said, they had the visit, so they were able to just snipe that D tackle from us, which is unfortunate. But like I said, that'll happen. That's why you want to schedule your visits for as soon as possible. But I'm not playing my game, so I didn't want to lose. But I mean, life goes on, man. As a 1-star program, we go to the people who want to go to us. And as you can see, this guy, if you remember him, he locked us out. But now our playing style has changed and he's interested again. So we'll throw him back to 50 hours. Like I said, I'm not playing my game, so I don't think a scheduled visit or a win would just be +1 and a loss would be -3 is worth it. We'll just check the status on the rest of these guys. As you can see, I believe that's Penn State. They're going after this guy, so they got him, right? You see their influence compared to mine, we're just going to drop out. For this guy, we'll throw 50 on him. The 3-star we just recruited, and then we'll change this guy from 40 to 50. And like I said, at this point, we see his two. We try to guess the hard sell. See if it only sometimes only one thing will apply, and hopefully this is a good example. This is a perfect example when I mean you can guess someone's hard sell. So as you can see, you have championship contender, conference prestige, proximity to home. Since his interest is an X for proximity to home, it can't be that. That means it literally has to be Sunday bound, which is championship contender, conference prestige, and pro potential. So you can sometimes guess people's hard sells, but it doesn't always work. So just always keep that in mind. Sometimes you have to go through them, and sometimes you can guess their hard sell. So we already know his 3, and at this point, we're just gonna make sure we're hard selling everyone. Like I'm doing this for a video, so I might have like missed out a week where I could have hard sold. But when you're in your franchise, you know you have more time. You can go week by week and focus more. But at this point, just make sure you hard sell everyone who's top 5. Remember, when they go top 5, you can hard sell them. So for example, this guy, I can hard sell him if I can guess what his third alike is. So let's see if we can. His playing style. Playing style, playing time. Let's see what the last one could be. Could be proximity to home. Let's see if there's any other one. Doesn't look like there might be another one, so that might have to be it. So yes, there isn't another one, so that has to be it. So we've guessed his. And just make sure anybody who's top 5 is getting the hard sell. Keep in mind, hard sell will work better the better grades you have. But like I said, we're a 1-star program right now, so. And as you can see, we have 0 hours, and we're just gonna go ahead and advance. So we're still leading for most of these people. The lead for him. As you can see it, I'm not sure if we just hit top 5. Yeah, I think we just hit top 5 for this guy. And so like this is another one, like you can see perfectly. So we have all the things he doesn't like. So his interest literally has to be the last 3, because they have to have 3 check marks. So that's time to get to work is his sell. All right, this guy hit top 5. Let's see if we can guess it. All right, he needs championship contender, conference prestige. See, for example, this one, we can't guess it. It could either be pro potential or proximity to home. So personally, I'll just leave send the house on. Yeah, or like this guy, we probably can't guess it. Look how many question marks are still there. All right, at this point, we're just going to sim again. So as you can tell, week 14 recruiting, we're going back in, and we're just going to sort by interest every week. I feel like that's the best way. Still leading for a lot of these people. As you can see, Wisconsin, they're pretty much, I'll say they're pretty much set on getting this guy. Like the only thing we could try to do is like schedule a visit or something, but like I said, when bigger schools really want someone, they can take him. So at this point, I personally just like to back out. But for everyone else, I feel like we're pretty good. And we have 50 hours, so we're going to check. Just check. Maybe a 4-star opens up for you. You're winning. You never know. All right, so no 4-star open up. Next thing we do is 3-star. And like I said, I like to sort by pipeline first. So like pipeline, no offers. We'll give him an offer and give him the 45 points. Oh wait, we can't. So we'll go back and go back to 3-star. Like I said, sort by pipeline. No offers. Offer him a scholarship. Just make sure that you waste all your hours weekly, man. That's the most important thing I'll say. So at this point, we're just gonna sim again. So we're in week 15. Go back to your recruiting board, check out the interest status, and we're still leading for pretty much all of these. We have 10 hours. We'll probably put it on this guy because he has no offers. Actually, no. We'll probably max this guy out to 50. You just want to make sure that now you're hard selling everyone who could be hard sold to, like this guy. We're not even hard selling him, but I mean, we're so far in the lead, it wouldn't even matter, but we're just going to hard sell him. Just make sure that you're hard selling everyone. We're going to go ahead and sim. The bye week, we can't do anything, so we just sim. That's cool. You want Heisman. So we made a bowl game, but like I said, I'm not trying to play games, so I'm gonna just sim. I'm just trying to scout. As you can see, we land another 4-star, another 4-star. I think that may be like 4 or 5 on the year. Guessing we won the bowl. That's cool. We're just gonna go ahead and sim again. Another 4-star. Right now, you can't do anything to the scouting board. It doesn't pop up. So we're just gonna keep simming. Another 4-star. Keep in mind, this is a 1-star program. And just sim through all that. We're trying to get to the recruiting portal or whatever. As you can see, we landed another 4-star. And another 4-star. Sorry, we're at the playing leaving screen, but like I said, I'm not playing games. I don't really care who's leaving. I'm not going to try to persuade them to stay. This isn't the video for that. All right, so now we're at transfer portal and off-season recruiting. This is where I wanted to get to. And at this point, you can go ahead and remove, people who've signed to other schools. So we've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 4-stars. That puts us 50th overall, and that puts us just having 4-stars in a group around USC, Oregon. We have more than Auburn, more than Florida State, the real USC, not South Carolina, not the Gamecocks, but the other USC. So like all around we're good. And you're probably wondering but that's not enough players. Now is when you'll get the 3-star recruits. At this point, I just like to fill out with 3 stars. Try to get the 4 stars you can, and then go for 3 stars. Also, don't forget to check out the transfer portal. What I like to do is I just want to go and see who has interest in us. So boom, there's a 4-star, and he wants to come to us. His interest is number 1. So we're for sure going to try to go after that guy. You can maybe add that 3-star. I would add this 4-star. Any 4-star that's interested in going to your school, for sure, go out and get them. But you can always go back to the prospect list, go to 4 stars, and see if anyone has no offers. He has 1, but he has no interest in our school. So at this point, we have 750 hours. Like this guy who had interest in us, we're going to offer him a scholarship, schedule him a visit week 1. Like we're trying to get any 4-star, right? We don't know what's important to him, unfortunately. But we're just going to sell them on whatever our highest thing is. So pro potential, that's an A. Why not? We're just trying to get these guys here. Same with this guy. We're going to offer him a scholarship, send the house, schedule him week 1. Our highest thing is pro potential. We're going to give him that. Any other 4-star? Any other 4 stars. So we don't have any more 4 stars to go after, looks like. Let's just make sure. Go to our transfer portal. The 4 stars. I'm in 3 stars. Whoops. Go to 4 stars. Those are the 2 4 stars that have interest in us. Go to the prospect list. Go to 3 stars. Go to 4 stars. I don't know why I keep going to 3. And these are guys who we already got. And the only guy with no offer, we can't get him. At this point, you can start getting 3 stars. I would go back to the transfer portal first And then I would just add any 3-star that's interested in you. Personally, I don't really go after 2 stars. Not when I'm just not first year, because I'm not doing any scouting, so I don't know their overalls. So like a bust 3 star is like a 2 star, basically. So at worst, I'm getting like a 2 star. Because that I feel like first year you want quantity over quality. Like quality is for those big programs. For 1 star, you need bodies. So at this point, we're just gonna look and see who has interest in us and like what it looks like. Firstly, from the transfer report, I'm only interested in sophomores because I can just go get 3-star freshmen, rather not. Or if you can get a freshman, that's nice too. Redshirt freshman, that'll be cool. But unless he's a 4-star, I don't think I'm going after any 3-star juniors or anything like that. I'd rather go. So at this point, I'd rather go to 3-star prospects. Like I said, always sort by pipeline first if possible. This guy has no offers. If you look on the right, it says offers. This guy has no offers. And they're pipeline too, so they're going to be easier for you to get them. And just fill out your list with 3 stars. 3-star people with no offers. Preferably in your pipeline, but if not, fine also. And I'll just skip to that point. So at this point, I filled out my recruiting board with a bunch of 3-stars with no offers. And we're just going to go through and offer all of them. So at this point, I filled my board up with 3-star prospects. There's no more 4-stars that want to come here except the ones who wanted to transfer. And at this point, we're just offering all the 3-stars an offer. We're trying to get as close to 35 new players as possible. And like as a 1-star program, listen, you can find ways for, people to play. we need as many bodies as possible. We're gonna offer everyone. So I've offered all these 3-stars a scholarship. At this point, you just want to offer. You can either go sit in the house, but I like to just maybe put try to spread out your points as evenly as possible. That's what I would say. So if that's 25, we're gonna offer 25 to all of them, and then just see how that looks. So I would probably say offer 15, but for the purposes of this video and just to try to speed things along, I'm gonna just offer 25 on all of them. But I would probably say the sweet spot is 15, and we're just gonna advance. We're gonna see. I should have more hours. All right, let's just go back and see what we can do. All right, so for these 2 guys, see if we can guess. And if you're wondering how I have more hours for this guy, it's because of a coach skill for recruiters. Okay, so it could be proximity to home. Looks like that might be all it could be. So we're looking for playing time, playing style. So it literally has to be this one. That's cool. Just max out the hours on him. This guy, he's basically super close to committing, but we're just going to do the same thing. Gonna always hard sell. We have his 3. So you just got to find what fits it. That, the clutch, this 25 back. And like I said, for these guys, at this point, you don't want to compete. So they got it. Just let them have it. They got it. See all those offers? The Raging Cajuns, they got it. Like, we're first to this guy, so I mean, that's a decision you can make if you want to keep him or not. This guy has no offers still, so we're good. All right. We're not in the race right now, but he has no offers. So if they have no offers, you will eventually take the lead unless, for example, like this, they offered him, we're out of that race. But these guys, they have no offers. So eventually you will take the lead. And like I said, that guy is up to you. I'm going to just leave him here for the video. And we're going to go back to the prospect list, and we're just trying to go after 3-star, more 3-stars with no offers. You're trying to fill out your board. So I'm not going to sign a punter, but I'll say like these guys. And let's throw this guy here. All those new guys we just added, they have no offers. So even if you're out, like it looks like you're out of the race, just go ahead and throw something on them, because there's literally, like, as long as they don't have no offers, you're not competing with anyone. Like, you're the only person who offered him to come to your school. He will come. Like I said, 15 might be a more sweet spot. You would have to like see, maybe do the math, hours divided by the number of recruits, but I'm just throwing 25 for the video. As you can see, as more and more people like commit, you'll have more and more hours open up. But as for right now, we're just gonna throw the rest of this last 5 on someone. Let's just throw them right here. And we're gonna sim the week. As you can see, we landed another 4-star and another 4-star. So I'm telling you, this method works. Definitely works. But at this point, like I said, you don't want to be competing with anyone. We just got 150 hours back. So them, for example, they got it. It's too late in the season to try to compete with anyone. Everyone else, they don't have an offer, just leave them. Looks like we only opened one more spot up from what I'm seeing. That's fine. So we've opened up one more spot. I'm gonna just check 4 stars. I doubt there's anyone with no offers. I mean, there are, but they don't want to come here, unfortunately. That sucks. But if you could, it would be nice to be able to go after them. But like I said, we're a 1-star program. Check here. There's some 3 stars. So we're just gonna go back to the prospect list, go down to 3 stars, sort by no offers. Just pick a new guy with no offer. So maybe you want a wide receiver, add him to the list. And at this point, we can throw 50 hours on certain people. You know, you can like increase it. We have hours, so I'm gonna just waste the rest of these hours. As you can see, we've wasted all our hours. We're gonna sim the week, but let's see what week we're on. We're on week 3 or 4. So let's sim. We're gonna be heading into week 4 or 4, which is the last week. So let's see what it's looking like. You're gonna go through your board. Anyone you're not leading for, just kick them off. At this point, this is week 4 or 4. You don't want to be competing with anyone. But it looks like we're pretty much leading for everyone. So we're just gonna keep it like this. As you can see, we've offered all these people. We have 35 offers. If you look top right at scholarships. And like I said, we've offered everyone. We're out of points. So we're just gonna sim the week and see what happens. All right, as you can see, we got a bunch of commits coming in. I don't know how many it's going to be, so I might just speed this up or something, but yeah. A bunch of commits. Keep in mind, 1-star school. So as you can see, we've made it a National Signing Day. And we've lost out on one. But as you can see, we've recruited 34 guys. We have 34. So let's compare our class to the top classes. Keep in mind, this is a 1-star school. Like we're not good. We have A, B's and stuff, but D's, and it tells you how to improve it, but we're not a good school. We are 76 overall. But if we compare our classes, let's see where we rank. We rank lucky number 15. 15 is honestly my favorite number, so that's pretty cool in itself. But as you can see, we have 23 3-stars. Compare that to like USC, and that's the Gamecocks, I mean. Florida, SMU, Auburn, all that. 11 4-stars. We can compare us to Oklahoma, Washington, Iowa, USC, the other USC, the Gamecocks, Texas A&M. Like I said, As a 1-star school, 1-star program, we managed to get a top 15 class in the nation. So this method does work. We were scouting for quantity, not quality. So just know that some of these guys will be gems, some of these guys will be busts. But as a 1-star school, you just want to get as many bodies as possible. If you compare us to other teams in our conference, we're 15th. The next highest is 65. They had 1 4-star. 1 4-star. We had 11, and we doubled them in 3 stars. They got 2 and 1 stars basically. So yes, I promise you this method does work. So all right guys, if this video helped you learn how to scout, if I was of any help, can you please leave a like and subscribe? I will be dropping other tips for Dynasty and NCAA. But until then, all right guys, take care. Peace.